Hi, everybody. So we're going to continue the conversation on breakout and consolidation scans. Today, we're going to be looking at breakouts. This is going to be focused on volume. So we're going to be looking at stocks that are moving sharply higher on a large volume. For those of you that don't know what volume is, it is the trading activity accumulated. So it's the number of times a particular stock has been bought or sold within a day. That's really important because that tells you how interested people are in a particular stock. And the more interested people are in a stock, the more trading that's going to happen. And if this stock has a limited number of shares, then the price per share is going to go up because there's going to be more shares than people. There's going to be more people that want the shares than there are shares available, right? So with that being said, we want to look for stocks where the closing price has been about 15% higher. We'll look at that's going to be what the parameters are going to be for this scan, but you can adjust that. We're going to be looking at they're 15% higher than the previous close, but we're also going to want to see that the volume is greater than at least 4 times greater than the volume over the past 20 trading days. So we'll look at the simple moving average for 20 days, but we're looking at volume specifically. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into this. So open up a new scan from the dashboard, and from the technical scan workbench, we're going to go ahead and keep this information. You don't have to, but why not? It's not going to harm the scan at all. We're going to go ahead and open up a new clause. And like I said, we're going to be looking at today's close. We obviously want today's close, or maybe not obviously, I shouldn't say that, but we want today's close to be greater than yesterday's close. So if the stock was at 10, we want it to be at 20. We want to know that it's increasing, right? So we want it to be yesterday. And how much greater than yesterday? We want it 15% greater than yesterday, right? That's the number I put. You can change that. And to do 15%, remember 1 is at 100%. And anything 0.01 is 1%. So 0.15 would be 15%. Okay, and so don't forget to multiply that, right? And you're going to see the caution sign, but don't worry about that. It just means that somewhere the syntax is off, but it's not so bad that they can't run the scan. And if I click it, it just says there's a mismatch in the time frame. And that's because today and yesterday, you could put 2 days ago or something like that, but it's fine. It works in this case because it's just yesterday. The second piece is going to be on volume, like I mentioned. So we're going to look at today's volume, right? And we want it to be greater than yesterday's volume, right? And remember, we're looking at the volume over the course of a 20-day average, right? So that's why we're going to put 20 days, and we're looking at volume, right? And we want it to be 4 times greater, right? We don't just, we want it to be 4 times greater over the average, right? So multiply that by 4, right? So we're going to go ahead and run that scan, and we'll see that there's 20 options available, right? And what you're going to see here, I'm going to adjust the closing price because there's going to be some, as you can see, some penny stocks. But remember, we're looking at a large volume. So as you can see, we already set the parameter on the first line of the scan to be greater than 40,000 for the volume. But this one already has things that are, I think the lowest one is 235,711 trading activity. So that's the volume, right? So let's look at that one. That one is NL. And if we look at it, we'll see that right here in this gray area, this is the volume. And relative to just the start of March, with the exception of about mid-March, you can see that this is actually a large large volume increase. But what we really want to see here is look at this sharp increase in the trading price. So that is a 15% increase, right? That's at least 15%, right? We were looking for the close to be at least 15%, right? You can see that the RSI is getting pretty hot. And if you have your other indicators, you can see that the MACD line is getting ready to cross the signal, as is the TSI line, TSI line. But let's look at another stock. Let's look at another example. So let's look at VTSI. VTSI, look at the volume, sharp increase, and look at this. Look at the close from the previous day, right? It was at what, 475 the previous day and on Monday, and now it is a 66% increase, and that's well over 15%, and the RSI is at 80, right? So it's really hot, right? So this is definitely a stock that you could consider trading. You can even see here, look at the MACD. Just yesterday it was low, but it was on its increase, and now it just shot up above 0. And so, here is an example of a breakout scan that you can really take advantage of. Hope this video was useful and helpful. Let me know what you all think. Peace and love, y'all. Take care.